The Anderson family lived in a cozy farmhouse on the outskirts of a quiet town, surrounded by rolling fields and towering oak trees. Their home was warm and welcoming, filled with the scent of fresh-baked bread and laughter that sometimes carried through the open windows. Despite their loving environment, there was a lingering weight in the air, concern for their youngest daughter, Lily. The day Bella came into their lives, they had no idea how much she would change them forever. Bella was a golden retriever with deep, soulful eyes that seemed to understand more than she should. The Andersons had adopted her from a small rescue shelter after reading about a litter of abandoned puppies in need of homes. When they arrived at the shelter, Bella had toddled toward them on clumsy paws, her tiny tail wagging so hard that she nearly toppled over. It was Lily who had reached out first, hesitantly stroking the puppy's soft fur. And in that moment, something clicked, an invisible thread binding them together. No one could have predicted the role Bella would play in their lives, especially in little Lily's. Lily was 3 years old, a quiet child with deep brown eyes and a heart full of unspoken fears. From the time she was a baby, her parents, Sarah and James, had noticed something was different. While other toddlers babbled endlessly, Lily remained silent. At first, they thought she was just shy, that she would grow into her words. But as months passed, the silence deepened. No giggles, no mama or dada, only the sound of her tiny footsteps echoing through their farmhouse. Concerned, they took her to specialists, enrolled her in speech therapy, and read every book they could find on childhood development. But nothing seemed to reach her. The world outside overwhelmed her, and when strangers spoke to her, she would shrink into herself, her small hands trembling. The diagnosis came like a crushing blow: selective mutism. Sarah and James sat in the sterile office, their hands entwined as the doctor explained the condition. Their daughter could speak, her vocal cords were fine, but fear had stolen her voice, trapping her in a world of silence. Sarah's breath hitched, her heart aching at the thought of all the words Lily had kept locked away. James clenched his fists, frustration and helplessness washing over him in waves. They had tried everything: therapy, gentle encouragement, endless patience, but nothing had worked. The silence in their house was heavy, filled with the ghosts of unspoken words, worry thick in the air. All they wanted was to hear their daughter's voice, to know what she was thinking, to be reassured that she was happy. But instead, they were left with questions, with aching uncertainty, and with the painful realization that love alone might not be enough to bring their little girl out of the shadows. But Bella was different. She didn't need words. She understood Lily in ways no one else could. From the very first night, Bella curled up beside Lily's bed, as if she had always belonged there. The little girl, who usually tossed and turned restlessly, slept peacefully for the first time in months. If you are enjoying this story, please like and subscribe to this channel. Let's continue. During the day, they were inseparable. Bella would trot happily beside Lily, her golden tail wagging like a banner of joy. When Lily sat in her quiet corner with her building blocks, Bella would rest her head on the child's lap, her warm weight a silent reassurance. When the family took walks through the sprawling fields surrounding their home, Lily would clutch Bella's leash, her tiny fingers gripping it like a lifeline, her step steady with the dog by her side. On particularly overwhelming days, when the world felt too big and unfamiliar, Bella seemed to sense it before anyone else. If Lily curled into herself, her hands over her ears to block out the noise of a passing car or a stranger's voice, Bella would nuzzle her gently, pressing her soft head against the girl's chest until her breathing slowed. It was as if Bella knew the weight of the invisible burden Lily carried and was determined to lighten it in any way she could. At night, when the shadows stretched across the room and Lily's fears crept in, Bella never hesitated. She would climb onto the bed, circling a few times before settling beside the little girl, wrapping herself around Lily like a living shield. Her steady breaths, the soft rise and fall of her chest, were like a lullaby, soothing Lily into a sleep that had once seemed impossible. The family marveled at the transformation. Lily, who once recoiled from touch, now buried her fingers in Bella's golden fur, finding comfort in the warmth of her best friend. She whispered secrets into Bella's ear, her voice so soft it barely carried, yet it was more than Sarah and James had ever dared to hope for. They watched in awe as Lily, who once lived in silence, started to hum along when Bella wagged her tail excitedly. It was a quiet magic, an unspoken understanding between a girl and her dog, where love and healing thrived without the need for words. As the weeks passed, an unbreakable bond formed between them. Bella became Lily's shadow, following her everywhere, whether it was to the kitchen, the garden, or curled up together on the couch. The family watched in awe as Lily, who had once recoiled from social interactions, started whispering softly to Bella when she thought no one was listening. It was a breakthrough, a miracle wrapped in golden fur. One afternoon, something happened that would forever prove Bella's worth to the Andersons. Lily and Bella were playing in the backyard, the golden retriever joyfully bounding through the grass as Lily giggled softly, one of the few times laughter had ever escaped her lips. But then, drawn by the shimmering surface of the small pond at the far end of the property, Lily wandered toward the water, her tiny footsteps barely making a sound. No one noticed when she stepped too close to the edge. The damp grass gave way beneath her small feet, and in an instant, she was gone. A sharp cry split the air as she plunged into the cold, murky water. The water wasn't deep, but for a child who had never learned to swim, it might as well have been an ocean. Panic surged through her tiny body as she thrashed, her arms flailing, her head dipping beneath the surface. The world became a blur of water and fear. But before the silence could swallow her completely, Bella sprang into action. A frantic bark shattered the air as the dog lunged forward, her strong legs propelling her toward the water. She didn't hesitate. With a mighty splash, Bella leaped in, her golden fur darkening as she paddled toward Lily with all her strength. If you are enjoying this story, please like and subscribe to this channel. Let's continue. Lily's panicked hands reached for anything solid, but the water refused to let her go. Bella, however, would not let her sink. Clamping her teeth gently around the sleeve of Lily's sweater, she pulled with desperate determination, her paws working furiously against the weight of the water. Again and again, she tugged, refusing to let go, until at last, Lily's head broke the surface with a gasp. The barking, urgent, relentless, pierced the quiet afternoon, reaching the ears of Sarah and James inside the house. Fear surged through them as they dashed outside, their hearts hammering. What they saw froze them in place, Bella, straining with every ounce of her strength, dragging their daughter toward the bank. Sarah let out a choked sob as she raced forward, plunging into the shallow water to pull Lily into her arms. James collapsed beside them, his hands shaking as he stroked Bella's drenched fur. "Bella saved her," Sarah whispered, her voice thick with emotion, pressing Lily tightly against her chest. The weight of what could have happened, the unthinkable, crashed over them like a wave. Bella had done what no one else could. She had saved their little girl. Tears streamed down Lily's mother's face as she scooped her daughter into her arms. "Bella saved her," she whispered in disbelief, her voice shaking with emotion. But what happened next took their breath away. As they held her, Lily clung to Bella, her tiny fingers gripping the damp fur as if she never wanted to let go. And then, for the first time in public, her voice, soft but unwavering, filled the air. "I love you, Bella." The world seemed to stop. Sarah gasped, her hands flying to her mouth, while James felt his knees weaken beneath him. Tears blurred their vision as they looked at their daughter, this little girl who had lived in silence for so long, now speaking words so full of love, of gratitude, of life. Bella wagged her tail furiously, licking Lily's cheek as if she, too, understood the magnitude of the moment. It was as if a lock had been turned, a door flung open to a world that had once felt so distant. From that moment on, Lily's progress was unstoppable. It was as if a dam had finally broken, releasing years of bottled-up words and emotions. At first, she spoke in whispers, soft, hesitant confessions meant only for Bella's ears. She told her about her favorite stuffed animals, about the dreams she had at night, and how she loved the way the wind made the trees dance. Bella listened, her amber eyes warm with understanding, her tail thumping softly against the floor as if encouraging Lily to keep going. Soon, the whispers grew stronger. One evening, as Sarah sat on the couch watching them, she heard Lily giggle and say, "Bella, you're silly." Her heart clenched so tightly she thought it might burst. James, hearing it too, squeezed his wife's hand, his eyes glistening with unshed tears. Their little girl was speaking, truly speaking, for the first time in years. With Bella by her side, Lily found the courage to step beyond the walls of her own mind. She started speaking at dinner, softly at first, then more confidently. She greeted her parents in the morning and whispered goodnight before bed. Her laughter, once a rarity, became a melody that filled their home, light and joyful. At the playground, she still clung to Bella's fur when new children approached, but instead of hiding, she slowly, bravely, answered their questions. Bella had done more than save Lily's life that day at the pond. She had given her a voice, a confidence, a bridge to the world she had been too afraid to reach. The bond between them was more than friendship. It was a miracle, wrapped in golden fur and unwavering loyalty, a love that had changed the course of Lily's life forever. Years passed, and their bond only grew stronger, woven together through every triumph and every fear. Bella was more than a pet. She was Lily's guardian angel, her best friend, her safe haven in a world that sometimes felt too big and too loud. When Lily had nightmares, Bella was there, pressing her warm body against the little girl, her steady heartbeat a reminder that she was never alone. When the outside world overwhelmed Lily, when the noise and the unfamiliar faces became too much, Bella became her anchor, standing beside her with unwavering loyalty. Through scraped knees and whispered secrets, through thunderstorms that rattled the windows and quiet moments of stillness, Bella never left Lily's side. When Lily struggled with school, Bella curled up beside her, her presence a silent encouragement. When words felt too heavy to speak, Bella's gentle nudge reminded Lily that she didn't have to face anything alone. The love between them was something unbreakable, something sacred, something that healed wounds even words never could. When Bella grew old, her golden coat tinged with silver, Lily, now a teenager, never left her side. She stroked Bella's fur, now thinner and softer, the same fur she had clung to as a child. Every night, she laid beside her, whispering stories and memories, just as she once had when she had first found her voice. On Bella's final day, the house was silent, except for the rhythmic rise and fall of her shallow breaths. Lily cradled her in her arms, tears slipping down her cheeks, soaking into the golden fur that had been her comfort for so many years. Her voice broke as she whispered the words she had once been too afraid to say. "I love you, Bella. Thank you for saving me." If you are enjoying this story, please like and subscribe to this channel. Let's continue. Bella's cloudy eyes flickered with recognition, and with the last ounce of strength she had, she wagged her tail, a slow, gentle movement, as if she were telling Lily that she understood, that she had always understood. Then, with a final sigh, she closed her eyes, her body going still in the arms of the girl she had devoted her life to. Lily sobbed into Bella's fur, her heart shattering, but as she held her best friend, she felt something else too, gratitude. Gratitude for every moment, every memory, and for the love that would never truly leave her. Because even though Bella was gone, she had given Lily something eternal, the courage to live, to love, and to speak her heart. Though Bella was gone, her love lived on in Lily, woven into the very fabric of her being. Every word Lily spoke, every dream she chased, every step she took toward a future that had once seemed so unreachable carried Bella's spirit with it. She was there in the quiet moments, in the warmth of the morning sun, in the rustling of leaves that danced in the breeze. She was there in every moment of courage, in every burst of laughter that once felt impossible. Because sometimes, love doesn't need words. Sometimes, it just takes a dog who understands, and a bond so strong that even time cannot break it. Thank you for watching. Have you ever experienced a love so deep that it changed your life forever? Share your story in the comments below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.